All right. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? How's everybody? Let's do a quick video and audio check. Luis, what do you mean you're saying that the way I said it does not make sense to you, Luis, because you're Latino? Good. Sounds good. Looks good. Everyone's invited. Not. That's the one thing. If you tune in, who was that? Puerto Rico. We do have traders. We have traders from around the world. Nadi, we have traders from around the world. We send out an invite to everybody, and even if you do only speak Spanish, it doesn't matter whether it's from Mexico, from Latin America, anywhere. You could come, you could join us, you could tune in. We have some coaches. Some of the coaches do speak Spanish as well. Could tune into a Discord. I think we even have a whole channel in Discord for Spanish speakers. Spanish is Spanish. Not necessarily. There's different types of Spanish, that's for sure. The way that you speak can be very different. Unless you speak Portuguese. I've been wanting to learn Portuguese. Good evening. All right, well, let's get started, everybody. Give me a second. I don't see the chat bot was in the chat. Let me reiterate, since I can't. Let's see if I could do that. Copy link. Nightbot, where are you? Where are you, Nightbot? Need to get this started. I'll do it myself. Let's go copy text. Oh, speak Portuguese. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. As always, I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. And in the Top Step risk disclosures in the YouTube chat, the Top Step risk disclosure. We all know this is for educational purposes only. It is not and should not be used for a signals class. Yeah, I see. Nightbot already posted it. I'm just slow. I need to make sure that I see it there. It's just a pet peeve, I guess. I don't know. OCD, yeah, whatever it is. You speak not Brazilian Portuguese, but Portuguese from Portugal. You could teach me. You could teach me Portuguese. If you know Portuguese, you kind of understand the majority of Spanish. A little bit about. I can understand some words in Portuguese. Not a lot. If you get a setup, you can show us a proper way to scale in and out. Okay. Well, let's get started. I'm going to do a quick rapid fire. Remember, it is T-Day now. It's Wednesday's price action. T-Day, tariffs. Everyone's talking about tariffs. Today's the day. It's going to be interesting to see how today plays out. I am not on fast markets, but I am for power hour with my guy, David Green, and it should be a good one. We'll see how this market is going to be reacting, positive, negative, and then we also have non-farm payroll on Friday, so it's going to be an eventful week, a big week, that's for sure. And yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Then we'll take a look at these other markets. Let me make sure everything looks good. Okay, let's look. Daily chart. This is going to be interesting, right? We did break down. We broke down on Sunday. We had a nice breakdown. We finished. This is a indecision candle, reversal candle, pin bar, whatever you want to call it. Doji. Well, we got a 3-bar reversal today here in the New York session, or pretty much throughout the day. You can see where we broke the previous day's high. We finished green. It was a strong bullish day today. And the next question is, are we going to have a continuation? Maybe, now, just hear me out, everybody. Maybe we could get a nice rally up to 20,000. Can we see 20,000? I could definitely see 20,000 here on the daily chart. Or or maybe we sell off back down to the lows of today or even yesterday. Let's zoom on. There's not too much. Like I said, it's T-Day tomorrow. Let's take a look at, or today, in today's price action. Let's look at the hourly chart and maybe gain a little bit of clarity. You can see this zone that I have. It's marked out up here towards this 20,000, 20,100. That is something I'm going to be watching. I mean, if something comes out tomorrow, maybe the market gets clarity, maybe the buyers start to step in, that is definitely a level I'm going to be watching. Can we get there? Of course. This market's volatile. We can definitely see big moves like that. For now, I have 2 points. 2 points that I'm going to be watching tonight and going into tomorrow is we are right at a resistance zone. This is a resistance zone. This is a level that when we sold off, I was looking for us to bounce off of it. So we can definitely see, I wouldn't be surprised to see some selling from there. It looks like, tonight we're already seeing some selling pressure in this zone already. Next is going to be, these lows. You can see where this was support not once, twice, but 3 times. And we were been consolidating there for the past day or two. And as you could see, as we zoom into today's price action, there's a lot of chop today. The New York session, what a heck of a rally, followed by a big pullback, followed by some more buying stepping in. But I think that the key to what I'm seeing today and over the past couple of days is, we're just making higher lows. We are making higher lows. We are making equal or higher highs, but today was pretty bullish. We're trying to find buyers, right? This is a bullish, bullish market structure. Bullish market structure is what I'm trying to say. Higher lows, higher highs. Maybe we look for this market to pull back some and then look for a buying opportunity. I mean, if we do get down towards this, support and resistance zone, maybe 19,500s, these lower 500s could be a decent buying opportunity. Not sure. We are at that. Remember on the daily chart, this is a big area of resistance. This area, what do we say, 640s, 620s. I was looking at that during fast markets today, the 620s resistance. And sure enough, this zone, it's not an exact level, but this zone has become resistance. Tonight we are finding sellers, and it's T-Day. I think being patient, watching, see what sets up could be the better play. But yeah, higher lows, right? Here's the higher low. And now maybe we search for a higher low somewhere. That could be a play tonight. I wouldn't be surprised on that. How do we look? How do we determine? Maybe we go down a little bit further. Maybe we come down to these 520s and look for a buying opportunity. Maybe you're looking for selling opportunities. I'm not sure. Maybe we get a lot of chop. There's a lot of maybes in this market, obviously, with tomorrow being tariff day. Hello, Coach. Good evening. Good morning from India. Good morning from India. Welcome. We're getting some Spanish and Portuguese in the chat. Those wicks look optimistic. Yeah, we've found some buyers today. Regardless of opinions, price does not lie, right? Price is the ultimate. That's what we trade. We trade what's in front of us, what's the market doing, not based off of opinions. I've got caught in too many traps. How about today during the New York session? MP came on and he was correct in the direction. He had a good trade idea, buying today. Unfortunately, he got in at like 313. His stop loss was the low of the day. We've been there. Everyone's been there. The low of the day was 61.50 and MP's stop loss was 61.50. And it was just one of those feelings where I'm just like, because when MP asked, everyone knows, it's just like, I would rather buy your stop. And sure enough, that was the low of the freaking day. It's a good example of, yeah, I'm pretty good at saying it, but then trading it can be difficult. Say it on one hand, do it on another. It's difficult. Anyway, let's look and see what we're doing tonight. Yeah, MP just did it and left. And then he came back. Looks like we got a big rally at the end of power hour, right? Big rally at power hour. A lot of buying came in the last 1 hour of the trading, which is good to see. That's really nice for the buyers. And however, though, during after hours, it looks like we got a nice rally. We opened up tonight. We found some buyers. I'm going to get into a long. I'm going to be honest. I do like these longs. Oh, where's the refresh? Let's get in long here. Let's see if we get some buyers stepping in this level. Risking 32 points. I'm fine with risking 32 points. Live account. This is my live account. I like this setup. I like the fact that we rejected this level. I like the fact that we rejected under here. I do like that this is a nice level of support and resistance. I might even have this a little bit wider. And the fact that we're finding a lot of buyers stepping in these 60s and 70s, looking for a push. Let me switch this out. Got to get serious here for a moment. Sorry, everyone. You guys, this is trading. I'm a trader. Oh, we have a big order. We have a big order in the book. We have a big order. 302 at 575. 302, 575. It's been a while. Usually this has been to the opposite side. Usually we see these big orders on the ask. Tonight we're seeing it on the bid. These are minis. These are minis, not micros. I'm trading this one with minis. Not micros, minis. My first target, I'm going to look for these 611s. Maybe up here, this resistance. I can see there's some resistance here at 6.9, 620. Yeah, just seeing how this. We looked at the hourly chart. So far, I don't see a reason. I'm looking for a reason to add. To be honest, I'm looking for a way to add to this position. I'm a little late. I'm going to be honest, everyone. I'm just a little bit late to the party. Higher low, higher low. And we broke through this. Let's see what that. A little late to this party, but 3-bar reversal. I mean, right at the top of that 3-bar reversal, right? 84 is actually that 3-bar. 84, 83, CYA, stop loss just below that. Let's see how this plays out. Let's see how this plays out. It's been a while since I had a decent size in slow markets. Look at the 1 minute, not the 100 tick. The one down thing right now is, see how this was support? Right now that support's acting as resistance. Right now that support is acting as resistance. Can you explain slow markets, please? Yeah, so slow markets, that's what this is. It's the Asian session. The markets are less volatile. That means they typically do not move as much, right? Like we don't get as very volatile and crazy price action that we do during the New York session, during the New York session open. It's a lot more slow, right? It could be very slow in relative comparing the two sessions together. That's why I've called it slow markets. You can see where we I mean, sometimes they're volatile. No, don't get me wrong. Just because it's slow markets doesn't mean that we can get news and the markets could move very dramatically. So you never know. I mean, we've seen some very volatile moves. We're seeing a little bit of volatility tonight because, I mean, look at this. We had a nice 45 point sell-off, 50 point sell-off if we add that. So 50 point sell-off. So we do see volatility at this time lately, but it's a lot less volatile during the New York session compared to the New York session. That's the point of slow markets. It's Asian session. The U.S. is closed. Why stop at that level instead of 560s? Because I like to have my stops under areas of support, right? Like that's an area of support. I'm honestly, as I'm watching this market, the first thing that comes to my mind is this might be me second guessing myself, everyone. This might be me second guessing myself. Is when I looked at the hourly, the only thing I do not like about this trade right now is the fact that we just ran into this resistance and we started to sell off. We got a nice 3-bar reversal. So I don't like that. That's the number one thing I do not like about this longs anyway. And then number two is we might see some more. I would not be surprised if it comes down and touches this level into these lower 500, like 530s, 520s, and then reverses. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm really liking the fact that we've rejected these 60s a few times. We're finding some support, the same area that we found support, after the market closed here in the New York session. And I do like that there was some nice support and resistance here. Now, this is not an overnight trade. If this was an overnight trade, I'd be more hesitant to hold on to this. I will not hold on to a trade like this in particularly overnight going into a tariff day, right? And this is FPS Gamer Freak says it. That might be the case. This might be a case of stop loss being a better entry. That's for sure. If we look back and if this is a loss, if I take this loss, I'm gonna it could easily be one of those situations that a stop loss being a better entry here. But this is my process. I'm following it. I like this trade setup. This trade setup fits what I like. I'm not getting in full size. Full size for me is 3 minis or 5 minis. I'm in a smaller position size, 3 minis. My typical size is 5, and I'm looking for these Swix 12s. This is I might not even consider this a scalp. How many points? Not even a little bit less than 1-to-1. Maybe I leave a runner on. Stop loss is going to be a better entry, huh? That's going to be exactly what happens. I finally trade decent size here in slow markets. We'll just watch. We'll watch. We could watch this together. Now, I might get emotional. I might say, I might think this, I think that, but I will not. I don't want it to affect me in my trades. So far, so good. Should close position below 570. That 300 contract disappeared. There was 300 contracts at the bid. They're gone. Oh, you guys can't see the DOM. Someone passed me a Kleenex. Go big or go home, boys. This is still relatively small size. This is still a relatively small position size. That's what she said. My entry time frame is using, the more we're going to watch this trade play out and say that Coach Dakota's stop loss is a better entry. My stop loss is going to be a better entry, everyone. Please show how you find your VWAP. This isn't VWAP. This is just a trend line. This is a trend line. This is just trend lines connecting the bottom. Dakota, I think this is a short. Got it. Oops. Breakout lower. I trade the 1.5 minute and the 17 and the 17-minute time frames. You trade the 17-minute time frames? That's an interesting one. Rising wedge. Oh, great. The equities are gold are beneath these levels. How many hours a day are you looking at charts? Well, day trading, the New York session, it's about 2.5 when I'm on TopstepTV. And then usually about 1, maybe 2 hours at night. So 4 hours total, I think, in a day. And that's more than maybe one should. I could even make an argument that somebody should be looking no more than like 1 or 2 hours a day. 1 or 2 hours a day is plenty for a trader. Do I ever reverse my positions? No. If I'm in a situation where I'm reversing my position, it's better off for me just to be flat. So I ask myself, do I want to be short right here? And I don't see myself selling this, even though it might sell off. I don't like the risk reward to the downside. There's plenty of times I'm wrong. Everyone sees me when I'm trading. I'm wrong quite often. Do you find back testing useful? It can be. It can, yeah. High frequency trade. Do you ever reverse? Okay, try it live. Let's look at time and sells. Was there 100 contracts that just got filled in the NQ? 73.13. Decent size coming in. That 300 contract's not there anymore. Payouts that are requested before 10 are processed faster. Is sizing up on a winning trade a good idea? It depends on what your process is. Like, I'm watching this, and if I do like what I see over here on this smaller time frame, if we see some type of reversal in this area, I probably will add to my full position. Probably add to my normal 5 contracts. Long entry at 19,500. I could see that. I always give up profits sizing up to win trades. Do you still plan on Dee's London show? Would be really, I can't, I went on there once. It's more about my sleep schedule. If you have multiple XFAs, when you are called to live and lose your live account, do you get to trade those XFAs? Dave Hernandez, I'm going to. I'd like to say yes to that, but it's hard for me to give you a concrete answer. The best thing is the correct answers would come from Topstep support, Topstep themselves. Coach, if you're colorblind, how come you don't change your candle? I'm not that extreme colorblind. I could easily recognize that, these are green candles, these ones are red candles. It's not as dramatic as I can't tell the difference between the two colors. Have to pass the combine again. You don't think it's a bear flag setup? Well, yeah, if we sell off, this was a bear flag setup for sure, right? As of right now, this is looking more like a bear flag than it was any type of buyer stepping in. right? Like as of right now, as of the way this market is, the fact that we broke through those, it's looking more bearish than bullish, right? It was looking, when we were up here, when I entered this trade, it was looking more bullish than bearish, and it was looking like we could break up into these like these 600s again. But as of right now, sure, you can make that argument. But I have my stop loss there for a reason. How long have I been with Topstep? About a year and a half now. The whole thing, a bull flag. Buyers will come. You never know. We could easily sell off and hit the stop loss. There's no guaranteed in any trade. Currently on my third and fourth XFA, feeling much better trading micros and scaling into trades. Good, Nate. That's a beautiful thing. I can pass evaluations with like, good. Good. That's how it should be. That's really how it should be. Less emotions, right? Less emotions when you're feeling like that. Beer flag tonight. What happened? When you trade the combine, does it have to be one trade for 200 or can it be multiple trades? It could be multiple trades. I believe it should be day. In fib we trust. What's fib? Is this a fib level? Is this a fib level for the fib traders? Where's the fib? We're right at the 38. For all those Fibonacci traders out. Dakota, what's your typical stop when you trade ES during slow markets? I do not trade ES. I trade the NASDAQ, is what you're seeing here. No, but it depends on the bank level for potential long. The more time we spend in these 70s, I like it. If we could break above 73, back into those 80s. But we'll see. Like I said, it's looking... Well, we're seeing a spike in volatility. It's right at 8 p.m. Central. So let's see if we get a move here in the market. When did I start trading? Just over 14 years ago. 14 years ago, I started trading. I'm going to put a buy stop to add. I'm going to put a buy stop to add if we break back above those 74s. Do I gamble? I do not. I've spent plenty of time in Las Vegas, plenty of time in casinos, but I've never played any game without knowing the statistics on them. And having it not be in my favor, I guess. I've never played a slot machine. I've never played blackjack or any of that to the extent where I'm putting money at risk. I don't find joy in that. If I'm willing to buy at 74, why would I not buy here? Because we need to find buyers stepping in this market. If I'm going to get a stop loss, I'd rather get stopped out at these 3 contracts, 41 points with these 3 contracts. Right now, I no longer want that. I was looking for us to consolidate, and if we was going to make a move higher, I needed to see a break above 73. A break above 573, 574 would get me interested. Now I would need to see us consolidate, and then maybe I'll put that trigger in again. But we shall see. I'm risking what? What am I risking? Dollar amounts. $2,500. I'm already playing the game of life. Yeah, the game of life is gambling enough, right? If you see a trade not working out, would you reverse your position ever? No. Nope. Even if I see this trade not working out, I'm not going to reverse short. Very rarely do I do that. I think I've only done it a few times. Very, very seldom do I do that. Okay. I added one. And I'll add one more if we could break above those 74s. One more if we could break above those 74s. Is it not better to cut a loss? Yeah, of course it is. Man, I wanted to see us break right there. Nothing. What's the significance of 74s? You see how it's acting as resistance, right? Once, twice. I kind of got up there. I might consider moving this down, depending if we get some more, consolidation or support, but we shall see. There's not enough volume for the 100 tick. You're correct. Not enough volume for the 100 tick. That's why you see I'm on a minute chart. We're live tonight. We're in a live, not combine. Live tonight, Zoro. Let's see, 34. Okay, we'll put that right back to 38. Where was it at? 38? Real profits and real losses. Don't forget, there's losses too. Losses come and go. Let's see. I might get 73 half. 73 half. See how this 73, 74 level is just acting as such support or resistance. If we could break through those 73, 74s, then that's why I'm okay with adding a position. Coach Hoop, I lose. You don't see that much. I do lose. It happens more often. I'm just really good at calling out trades, but then I suck at actually taking them. So yeah, I'm gonna buy gold here. Yeah, that works out amazing. Oh, I'm gonna do this, do that, and I could do that really well. But actually trading sometimes, just hey, I called it out. It was great. Hey, MP, your stop is gonna be a better long. But then I don't trade it. I don't know. That's been my issue for the past few months. Execution is the toughest part. 100%. It's easy to call. Price action's easy. Hindsight's easy. But actually executing and trading, that is the difficult part. Let's break through these. Let's break them. We're having a hard time, market. This market is not wanting to break above 73, 74 again. Like last Friday, you did not take the short. I can't remember last Friday, but probably you're correct. Okay, we finally got in. Okay, full position. Full position. Let's look. What did I get? I got 73. I got a quarter point slippage. Let's get it. Let's get it. Market. Make me look like a genius, please. NASDAQ sometimes loves me. Sometimes hates me. It's my girlfriend. What's my target, coach? Well, right now I'm looking for these 610s. Right now I'm looking for these 610s, 6/8s to come into play. But depending on how price action is tonight, I might. Now this is maybe. I might consider closing one off here in these 90s depending on like if we get to these 90s, how the price action is. NASDAQ's my true love. Everyone knows it. Coach, why is shorting the market seem to drop like crazy when I'm in a long, in a position forever, seems to just slowly move up? I don't know. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes that's how the market makes it just is. When you buy the market, the market goes down. When you sell the market goes down, goes up. The market likes to do the opposite of what you want it to do. That's why I have a love-hate relationship with this market. Sure feels that way. Yeah, look at that. We had buyers stepping in for 2 minutes. We had the bull by the horns for a moment. Invert the charts. Because people panic sell. Traders must know every trade has a 50-50 chance. Dakota, knowing you're a price action trader, do you ever use price for entry? Example, 580. I think I understand that. But yeah, price for me, what price action is everything for me. Right now, I'm risking 30,700. My stop loss does not make sense right now. 37 points. My stop loss, I'd love to have my stop loss down here, but I'm not able to risk that. I'm debating, everybody, to having my stop loss below that pivot. We'll see. Either there or tighten it up to 55. I might consider tightening up to 55. Let's watch and see. Smells good. We shall see. We shall see if we can find buyers stepping in. I'm thinking about my stop loss. I'm thinking about risk, either tightening it up to 55s or widening it down towards 29. I kind of want to err to the side of having a wider stop, to be honest, everyone. The Rock is cooking. Is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson reference? 29, 28, or 55. I think I'm going to do it, everyone. I don't mind. I'm going to have it below this. I'm going to have it below 530. I don't think I would be happy tomorrow morning if it does come down. I'll be risking 5,000. I'm risking $5,000 on this trade because now I'm thinking I would need to get a 1-to-1 and I might let a runner go. Let's see. Wider is usually better for slow markets. I might close out of just one or two contracts. I could always close out of 1 or 2 contracts early, but then I might be overthinking. This is not demo. This is a live account. See, live account. Come on, chat. What am I missing? Why are you long here? If you restart, I walked through why I'm long. Don't close it. Gold ripping. Of course. Why would gold not be going up during slow markets? Why would gold not be going up? Gold just goes straight up. Look at this. That's the market we should have just came in and bought gold. Like whoever doesn't just come in and buy gold, what's going on? Just going straight up. Hoop. You'd have been proud of me. I did an intro class in Discord on options. Is being talked about so much. I talk about gamma and delta. Nice. Doing option intros in the Discord. Love it. Look at gold just going straight up. And we're sitting here playing in the slow markets where these markets are not moving at all. Zoro, does MP have access to our charts? No, not that I know of. What do you mean access to your charts? Are those recorded? Gold back to squeezing. Gold's just doing gold things. Gold is just doing it. That's what it does. That's what gold does right now. It just goes up during this time. And we're just chilling. We're chilling. 5 minis long NASDAQ, and price is going to the right. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of movement tomorrow. We're going to see if there's buyers in this market. Maybe we could just catch 500 points right now. 20,000. Can we get to 20,000 right now? Or is that greedy? Is a 1-to-1 greedy? That's a little bit less than a 1-to-1. Let's watch it and see. Where did we basically got to where we closed open. Let's watch this. What's in the mug? Water. Water's in the mug. I've been trying to drink a lot more water. I have a 5 minis. It's all relative, right? How big of a position size is a big position size for the way that you trade. Last year I was in 30 contracts, 30 minis. At this time, there's times where I held 30 minis long overnight or short overnight. It's all relative to how you trade in your account size. Right now, I'm risking 5,000. If you say you have a $500,000 account, how big is what's your position size? That's why these markets are a beautiful thing. It's all scalable, right? It's all scalable. 1 micro could be big. 5 micros could be big. 1 mini could be big. 5 minis could be big. Maybe some, as you can imagine, you see contracts and you see trader or orders coming in on the DOM right here. Orders coming in on the DOM. 300 contracts, 600 contracts, big orders. And it's like, well, what are they risking? Are they hedged? Some trader might be fine with risking 50,000 on a trade. And what's 50,000? You need 50 contracts right now, right? 10 times this position size. 50,000, 50 contracts, risking this. And it's about risk appetite. It's about account size. It's about risk management. How are you managing risk? What are you looking for? Where's your stop loss? What's your goals? There's so much that goes into it when you talk about position size. Just the most important thing is just what's your process? Are you following this process? You need to understand that, the same process that I'm following right now with 5 minis is the same process I would do if I'm trading 50. If I'm trading 50 minis, it's going to be the same process. I would build a position. You've seen how I build. I got into it. I added to it. I just changed the size. Instead of getting in 3, I would probably get in like 10, right? I'd get in 10, then maybe I'd get into another 10, and then another 10, and then I would probably have another buy stop on above 83 to add another 10, right? If I'm trying to build up to 50 minis, that's probably how I would do it, is I'd build up to 50 minis. I probably wouldn't just jump in to 50 by 50, right? 50 at market. That's a little crazy. I'm actually thinking about adding more right here. If you believe that or not, I'm considering adding more and moving my stop to 56. I might jump into another 5. Add more. Move my stop loss to 55. I'm still risking 5,000. I'm getting aggressive. We're going for it tonight. It's T-Day. It's T-Day, baby. Yeah, what would slippage be if you 550 at market? I don't know. Come in and count 50 on the DOM. Where's 50 contracts here? If you come in buy market 50, you're probably going to get 10 points, 10 ticks higher. More than 10 ticks. Yeah, a little more than 10 ticks. Am I April Foolsing a guess? In 10 more, in 10 more. More like open this morning. Just keep buying and buying. Yeah, I'm not joking, everyone. I'm really considering adding to this position and moving my stop loss up to 550s. We'll see if it gives me an opportunity. Yeah, that could have easily been an ad above this, 83, 82, 83. Remember how I added? I added when we broke through these 73, adding if we break through this, and then possibly even adding if we could break through these 90s. Now, all of this could change in a blink of an eye. Just some news event, some random thing, unexpected, or we just sell off 50 points. Just boom, sell off 50 points for whatever reason. Anything can happen, right? You guys could watch. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. And we're trying to test these upper 80s again. I love volatility. People are trying to short it because of tomorrow. It's a big day tomorrow. We also have non-farm on Friday. My only April Fool's today was telling my daughter's trainer she couldn't show the next 3 weekends. Dakota, how do you go about taxes? Reach out to your tax advisor wherever you live. Topstep's international, so you can't really give tax advice. It varies state per state, country per country. Come on, NASDAQ, on baby. You're riding the bull. Riding the bull. Where are these buyers at? Where are the buyers? Where's the tilt? What's gold doing? It's still going up. Why do I need to ask that question? What's gold doing? Of course we know what it's doing. It's going up. Tighten my stop loss, please. I'll tighten my stop loss if we could break through these 90s. Nothing's changed. I'm considering adding. If I tighten my stop loss, I'm adding. Coach Cody, will you say it's better to run this 5 contracts during slow market as opposed to the live market 9 a.m.? I wouldn't say it's better. I'm used to this price action more over my experience, and comparing that to the fast markets like the New York Session Open, of course, it's a lot more volatile. Markets move a lot faster, so it makes sense to size down. There's 100 contracts coming in at 87. Let's see if those things get filled. What are you doing coming in and it's going to scare this market down? Come on. See, things change so fast. 100 contracts just came in and spooked it. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Things change so fast. What is making you not add to your position now? What price? Well, if I see a higher low, if we see more consolidation and it starts to look more like a wedge pattern, so like some other pattern, I'll add to it. Okay, 100's off. That 100's gone. What is that? What are they doing? Someone just threw 100 on, spooked the market for a minute, and now back up to normal. Whatever that was for. Spoof order. Spoof order. There was 300 that came and gone. Didn't get filled though. Just a little manipulation. Just a little bit, right? A little manipulation here and there could be good for the market. Apparently. Still hanging out in these upper 80s, these mid to upper 80s. They're watching. You're over there shorting the soybeans. Well, this is slow markets. You want to see a fast market. I mean, look at gold. Gold is just buyers galore. Buy gold. Dakota, it's also rigged. It feels like that sometimes, right? I've traded long enough. Sometimes it feels like that, but the more I've traded, the more I've realized that they don't. My orders don't really care. And if I could find a way to adjust and make some money, then sure, I'm going to do it. Buy gold, never fold. Sorry, I'm busy shorting soybeans. Yeah, why aren't we liking this? I mean, if I'm going to risk $5,000 tonight, you guys got to at least like this. Get me up to 700 likes. Come on, everyone. I'm risking 5,000 on this trade. The least everyone could do is give a like. Thank you, Christy. Like it so this market could pump up. The more you like it, the higher the market goes. Is that how it works? Time is going to become an issue for me here now. I definitely don't want to hold this trade overnight. We only have 30 minutes left for slow markets. And time will start to become an issue. If we don't get a move soon, the less I think I'm going to be liking this trade. Everyone full port long now. Everyone. It's T-Day. T-Day, everybody. I'm looking for a break through these 90s. In the past, how long have you been in a relationship for? The NASDAQ, I've been in a relationship for over 14 years. NASDAQ's my longest standing relationship. It's an abusive relationship. You, me, and everyone with a live account on Topstep, the market's ruthless and don't. Yeah, do you swing the other way? I've shorted the market every once in a while. You're scared for my trade. You got to understand, it's a simple process. It's a simple process. I'm risking 51 points. I'm risking 51 points. What's the worst that can happen? Market sells off on some crazy news. I get a little bit of slippage. I take a loss today. Maybe I lose 51 points minus 5 points of slippage. I'm like, great. Well, today I lost 56 points. Move on to the next. Monday, if you watched Monday, I'm up 91 points for the week. I'm up 91 points for the week. Turning that into dollars. I'm used to trading 5 minis, and I'm thinking about points, right? I'm up $9,200 from Monday. And so risking 5,000, even if this market just sells off and I take a loss with some slippage, I'm still going to be up, a little over 4,000, maybe right around 4,000 for this week. So I don't really, I've stopped getting scared. It doesn't mean I don't feel like, I love trading. I really do. I still feel emotions. No one's emotionless unless you're a robot, right? I still feel a little bit of emotion. Sometimes like you hate when the market doesn't do something. It's like, hey, stop me out or go up. Don't stop teasing me. Stop just chopping. Someone like you typically like the market to come to a conclusion, move, like this volatility rather than just chop sideways. And sometimes that could be frustrating, but I try not to let it get to my trading. Sometimes it does. I'm on TopstepTV. I'm on YouTube. It's all recorded, and I'm sure there's plenty of times where you could probably watch the recordings and see where I get a little bit emotional. I think, was it not last Friday, maybe the Friday before that, I did kind of a charity thing where I'm like, yeah, whatever I make today, I'm going to just give it away. I'm doing it for charity. And that put a lot of pressure on me. And I made a few trades out of an emotional state, right? Regardless of how emotional. Was I mad, frustrated? I was like, yeah, I'm doing this for charity. I want to give this money away. And I want to make money in front of everyone, so I could do that. And that made me place a few trades that, obviously, with hindsight and after the trading was done, I was like, damn it, I should have never done that. I was doing it because I wanted to make money, obviously, which is the wrong thing to do. You don't force a trade because you want to make money. You place a trade because it follows your process. And so regardless of how much I want to make or lose, or how much money I'm making or losing on any individual trade, this trade that you see right here follows my process. We've had a sell-off. This is looking for, consolidation. Buyers are stepping in. This is a support resistance area. It might not be the best support and resistance area, right? You can make an argument for both directions. You could always make an argument for this market to go up or down. I made that argument. I said, hey, if this market sells off, maybe my stop loss is a better entry. I can make that argument to say there's, higher lows, and this market could easily sell off, and maybe I need to stop talking. This market keeps selling off. But yeah, maybe there's an argument this market can come down, run my stop, and then turn around. And there's an argument for both directions. I'm fine putting $5,000 at risk for building a position in this market structure. I like it. Today was pretty bullish, and I would like to see a continuation up to maybe 610, maybe into these 620s, and then trail this up. We're not getting the price action tonight. We're not getting the price action I like. Obviously, as soon as you get into a trade, you like to see the market go directly in your favor and just go straight up. But that's not how the market goes sometimes. You have a stop loss there for a reason. So you could easily say the market could come down here. It could go do this. It could just chop around, right? We could come all the way down almost to your stop loss, turn around, come back up there. It's almost to where my take profit is. And maybe the market just stays doing this all night. You just never know. Like, that's the point of trading, is you never know exactly what this market's going to do. It's not going to do exactly what you want every single time, and it will surprise you. Trust me. So I'm fine with this risk. I like my stop where it's at. Obviously, everyone wants a wider stop. I feel like I only have my stop all the way down here, but I'm fine having it under this pivot from 533. That gives me a little bit of room so that if this market does want to just go sideways or even drift down a little bit, maybe it will, maybe that trend line will hold. You just never know. I'm fine with this, and I'm fine with looking for these lower 600s to come into play. What's gold doing? It's just going up. We don't even have to look at gold anymore. We don't even have to look at gold. We just, slow markets, gold's going up. Dakota, do you think EMA is getting in the way of trading price action? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You got the cushion for push-in. Consolidation during Asian. Yeah, it's T day. It's T day. I'm not going to have this trade on when I go to bed. This trade is going to be closed out before I go to bed. I'll be going to bed right around, I usually go to bed around 11 to 12 Central Time. So in, what is it, 3-4 hours after my class, I'll eat some dinner, and I need to go to the gym today. So I'm probably going to eat dinner, go to the gym, and I'll monitor this trade and make sure that I am out of this trade, win, lose, or draw, before I go to bed. Zai, where can I apply to be a coach? Up 280 from another firm and 160 from another one. I don't know what that means. You're up $280. You could reach out to Topstep. Gym after eating? I maybe gym and then eat. Not specifically in that order. I will not do cardio after eating. No. And it's a light. I've been eating very, very light. How do you join my class? You are in my class. No, not boxing today. Not boxing today. I'm too sore to box. I won't eat before boxing. No, definitely not going to eat any food before boxing. That would be insanity. You're up $50. I want to be a coach. How do you get the bid ask size? I'm not sure what you mean. I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me about my DOM settings. This is not default. This is not default. Here's my DOM settings. Whatever this means, this is how it was when I opened up Topstep X. I like it. I don't watch it very often, but whatever that means, there it is. What do you think about the market tomorrow morning? Bull or bear? I don't know. It's tariffs. It's T-Day tomorrow. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. If I was going to guess, and it's purely a guess, it's as good as a coin flip, I think this market could rally. I really do. I think this market's been looking for clarity, and if we could get clarity tomorrow, then people are going to be a lot happier, even though it's tariffs. Everyone's priced in tariffs by now, right? Everyone's priced in tariffs. Like, okay, great. Tariffs. Everybody knows it. We've been talking about it for months. 25%, this. I think what I want to see is just clarity. I know Peter Tuchman said it for a while. Just give us clarity. And if the market gets clarity tomorrow, maybe we could rally. We rallied today. I don't know. But who knows, right? And then you have retaliation. Are we going to have different countries coming in and saying, yeah, just because now you have tariffs, we're going to add additional tariffs and this and that. And you never know what's going to happen. Until after market close. Do I pass every combine successfully when I try? It's been a long time since I went to trade combines, right? I do have my slow markets combine that I'm looking to pass here in slow markets, and it's purely for education. This is purely for education, these combines, but I'm in a live account. See, this is my live account, and you don't get to trade XFAs while you're in a live account. Focusing on my live account, but combines, when I was, I've blown a few combines. I have. I blew 10 combines when I switched from NinjaTrader, because I was trading on the NinjaTrader platform. That's where I come from. And learning Topstep X. It was more than 10. I blew more than 10 combines because I was doing the 5 copy trade 5 accounts. I was copy trading 5 accounts. I think in the total of 2 months, I did blow 12 combines. 12 combines. And I pay for it myself. Topstep does not just say, hey, you get free combines or give discount combines. Everybody that I know, me, Coach Jay, any of the coaches, if you want to trade a combine, you pay for it yourself. So I hit my max loss limit, yes, and I was trading them aggressively, 100% I was. It was do as I say, not as I do type conversation. Made money shorting gold? You made money shorting gold? Oh, yeah, gold's starting to show some resistance there. All right, there's 35 contracts sitting at 86 quarter, 86 3/4. Was there some news that came in right there? I don't know. What's the rest of these markets doing? Let's take a look. Let's take a brief walk through the markets. The Nikkei starting to find buyers. Let's take a look at crude. We didn't really talk about crude oil tonight. Crude side flatlined. Crude has definitely flatlined for a while. Yeah, that's not much really going on. We are going sideways. Slow markets. T-Day. And 21 minutes left of slow markets. Okay, question for everybody. We have 1,700 traders watching. We have 1,700 people watching. What would you like to see? I have to ask you guys this. I don't think I've asked this for a while. What would make you enjoy slow markets? I'm a trader, and so what you're seeing now, comes first. If I see a trade setup, and I'm going to switch to my live account, and I'm going to trade this market live. But what would make watching more enjoyable for you? I know it's going to vary. I'm a trader first and an entertainer last, but I'm very curious. My yapping makes it good. Eat a steak live? You like trades like this? Full port? It's entertaining enough. Gold trading? More guests. Yes, I have Coach Jay on Wednesdays. I'm trying to see if I could get Hoop on sometimes. Recession day tomorrow. Good as it is. Free. No, not about giveaways. Not going to be giving crap away unless I can. I'm always for, hey, if I could do something, of course I'm going to do it. It's like, hey, if I give away stuff, I will. But I give away, you know what I give away? I give away education. I trade live in the morning, not every single day. Usually like Monday, Thursday, and Friday. How did I know that MP had his stop loss was a great entry? Because usually that's how it works. Your stop loss is a better entry. We run support or resistance. Like right now, if my stop loss was up here in these 55s, I think that would be a really good entry if this market does break down. My stop loss still might be a really good entry, to be honest. This could be a good example. My stop loss being a better entry. If this market sells off to these 520s, and that could be probably a much better entry than where I'm in right now. I don't like the fact that we keep rejecting up in this area, but I have the risk on, and I'm going to follow my process. You could have made 3,000 3 times in that trade instead of holding. Hope you did. If you knew that if this market could go from bottom to top to bottom to top to bottom to top and range trade this like Adobe, yeah, sure, you could have, would have, should have made billions with hindsight. This guy blows accounts. You blow accounts, Don. What are your monthly performance stats? I'm in. I was in a $40,000 drawdown. I'm only in a $30,000 drawdown after Monday. So 3 month long of rough trading for me. 2.5 months of struggling, and one day I made 9,200 on Monday, and I'm already 25% out of my drawdown. right? It's process. You have a daily loss limit for a reason. I don't lose more than $5,000 a day. I'll lock myself out. But then, I have days where I make $9,000 or $10,000. Maybe I've had 20. I've even had a $40,000 day. And, that's like 20, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8 losing days in a row. I mean, that's why I don't win every day. I have like a 30% winning percent day. I'll lose 35. I don't know. It depends on the month and the quarter or how these markets are. But I will lose more than 50% of my days. More than 50% of my days, I lose money. More than 60% of my trades, I lose. I lose more than 60% of my trades. If you want to know the statistics, when I place a trade on air in front of everybody, there's a greater than 60% of a chance that will be a loser. It's weird, but that's how it is. You watch all the replays of when I've ever been on YouTube here at Topstep, and you could probably find that out and just say, yeah, every time he places a trade, that is a losing trade over 60% of the time. But it's a positive expectancy because the winning trades I have are typically much greater than my. It's about risk reward, right? You can't have just win percentage alone. You have win percentage and you have risk reward. You have to have both. It's not one or the other. That's why you need both. Yeah, that's right, Brandon. If you fade me, you'll have over a 60% win rate. But then when you do lose, you probably end up losing money greater than what you've made. Can you please explain your option strategy? Not right now. Not in this middle of slow markets. Coming to the end of the slow markets class. Would you say 8, 9 p.m. is slower than 3 or 4 a.m.? No, yeah. I mean, 3 or 4 a.m. where I live, we'll say London open, the London session. It's volatility picks up a bit during the London session. It depends on how I'm trading too. Am I trading for quick scalps, quick profits? Am I trading on what time frame? Dakota, good evening. How should a new trader deal with a losing trade? Because when I'm on a winning, I'm killing it. And as soon as I have a losing trade, I go on tilt and blow my account. So I think what you just said, Victor, kind of explains the majority of traders. You have a higher winning percentage and you're just doing good. You're killing it. But as soon as you have a losing trade, you typically get emotional. You get on tilt. You trade too big. You can't accept a loss. You keep moving your stop loss. And your losing day is so much bigger than like a month's worth of winning days, right? I see that happen all the time. Tune in like Wednesdays. I'm on with Coach Jay, and we review trader statistics, and that's typically the case, right? You have 2 or 3 weeks of just winning days, $500, $200, $1,000, $200, and just great trading. High win trade percentage, like 8-day win streak, and then just one day, just one of those days, whatever it is, you just have a losing trade. You can't accept the loss. You get too big. Whatever the reason is, that one day wipes out all of those profits, and you even run the risk of just blowing your account up, hitting a max loss limit on that one day. And that's what I say is it's very easy to have a high winning percentage. It's very difficult to have a positive expectancy over a long period of time. Any month, give me a month. A trader could get lucky in a 1 month span. I see it all the time. Traders, they could catch a good month. They could have a high win percentage. They could have 0 losing days in a month, brag about it online, talk about how they're the best. And that's great, right? But then what happens when eventually you run into a red day? Do you blow it up, right? Do you just wipe out the entire month's worth of profit because you went on tilt? And then you just revenge trade for the next few days, just daily loss limit, daily loss limit, daily loss limit, daily loss limit. And then that month's worth of profits is just gone, right? It's self-sabotage, yeah. So I do not typically trust statistics until you show me a good quarter, 6 months, even a year's worth of trading. Stop talking about you. I'm talking about everyone. It happens to everybody, regardless of whether you admit it or not. That's why I say it happens to so many traders, and you can't really trust your statistics until you have over a month's worth of statistics. I would love to say don't change your strategy. Stay with one strategy, trading one micro, and after you've traded for over 3 months, then and only then you could evaluate your trading strategy. Is my trading strategy good or not? I don't know. You're not going to really know until after you have a bigger sample size to judge it. What happens is you trade a strategy for 1 week, you struggle, then you change your strategy again, and you trade it good for a couple weeks, and then you struggle, then you change your strategy, and then you change your strategy, and then you just get lost and you don't know what the heck's going on. And then you're worse off than if you just started. Yeah, you're worse off than when you started. 18K loss in a day. Oof. 3 months, 5 combines passed. Still need to learn a lot. It will humble you. Yeah. Markets will humble you. Markets will definitely humble you. That's a fact. It really is. I've learned my lesson more than once. Change your strategy just to see your old one work. Yep. And then you're just lost. You're lost. Mentally, it's frustrating. You're lost. You're confused. You're just stuck in a very, very vicious cycle. Learning that it was simple all along. When you switch to a demo account or a practice account, that doesn't mean anything. You can make thousands because you don't care, and it's simple. Dakota, why do you have points instead of dollars? Because I don't care about the dollar amounts. The process, risking X amount of points to make X amount of points. The process of seeing and making and focusing on the individual trade rather than the dollar amounts is more important to me. Because the same way I make, say, 50 points with one mini or one micro even is going to be the same process I use when I'm trading 30 minis. It's pure process over profits. Process over profits. And I am now actually thinking about adding. I'm honestly looking at adding here. Now that I am starting to see a pattern form. Starting to see this pattern form. I told you, I told our trader, adding to this position is now looking tempting. Why not ticks? For me, it's easier. Mentally, it's easier for points because if I needed to, I could do the math. I know how much I'm risking, right? When I'm trading 5 minis, I know it's $100 per point. It's $100 per point right now. Now I'm tempted to add. I am. This is looking more and more bullish, right? Now we're looking at this pattern for a breakout. Fuck. I should have, man. I should have, everybody. That's okay. Don't get pissed off, Dakota. Don't get pissed off. Let's watch it. We could just watch this play out. Don't get mad. Let's just see. If it gives me an opportunity to add, I will. Am I long or short? I mean, it depends. Oh, this market. Oh, this is looking juicy. Let's see if we reject up here again. Let's see if this market's going to reject these 90s. Once, higher low, Again, higher low. Again, higher low. Let's see if we do it. Let me think. What area are you consider adding? I mean, I'm honestly thinking if we do pull back down to these 80s, consolidate more, I'm going to add 5 more contracts and move my stop loss to 55. If I add 5, what's the average price? 55. Yeah, if I add my stop loss, I'm moving to 555. Fuck. Ooh. Well, let's get this. Let's get it. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, let it out. I know I want to. This is I don't care about winners or losers. This is the trades. These are the trades. Look at that breakout. That's a beautiful pattern, right? We're going to have good dinner tonight. Before we just trade for dinner every once in a while, now we're paying rent here. We're going for the rent. This is rent money. Screw dinner. It's not over yet, though. It's not over yet. My analysis has been spot on since I hopped on. Come on, no dinner tonight. We're going for dinner and rent money. We're going to pay rent. We're going to pay the car bills. We're paying everything tonight. Yeah, I don't live in New York. Get through these 600s. Looking for 610. Looking for this next pivot. Let's see if we get to these 6. Oh, that's not 610. That's like 608. We're going to put sell limit. We're going to put a sell limit there. 609 half. I'm not going to. We'll actually go 608. Uh-oh. Don't do me like that, NASDAQ. We need Porsche money. Porsche money. This is the love-hate relationship, everyone. You're living it with me. You're living it with me. This love-hate relationship I have with the NASDAQ. This trade's not over. I am going to move my stop loss up a little bit. So I'm going to cut my risk. That's giving me the opportunity to cut my risk. Okay. Next question. Do I add? This is what I'm thinking of, everyone. If we pull back down to this area, this was resistance. Will this resistance become support now? That's my question. Resistance becoming support. I'm considering adding if we do come back down towards these 90s, 88s, and we consolidate and we make a higher low, then yes, I think I'm going to add to this. Yeah. Support becomes resistance. Resistance becomes support. Extend the stream. If we get to 800 likes, I'll extend the stream. Or else I'll end the stream because we have 3 minutes left. maybe you don't even get to see this trade come to a conclusion. What about breakdowns? Someone says, Angel says, 85% of breakouts fell. What about breakdowns? In which direction, which time? What about during fast markets? What about during slow markets? What about the London session? Add 10. If we get to 800 likes, I'll extend the stream. Andrew A. 92% of statistics online are made up. Okay, let's see how we react around this area. Buyers stepped in a little quick right there. Harvey says, take profit, go flat. Who said add 10? God, we're going to get to 800, aren't we? Looking for the second leg up. I'm looking for this resistance. This is major resistance. It's a decent sized zone too, right? Like this is a pretty decent sized zone. This resistance becomes support, and then we do get that, you know, continuation longer. If we break above 603, it's going to look really good for a continuation higher. This market could also just sell off, right? This market, remember, anything can happen. This market could easily just sell off and hit my stop loss. I mean, this is not a complete winning trade yet. I could still lose 34 points on this. It's not over. It's exciting, right? Because I'm making it exciting. Oh, we got to 800 likes. Dang, that was I should have put it up higher. That's okay. We'll extend this. I'll extend the stream for everybody. I'll ask for. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. If Danielle's watching, ask for forgiveness, not permission. Come on. Now I can't go to the gym. Gym's canceled. Oh. Okay, top of the hour. We're seeing a little bit of volatility coming in. We're trying to hold this as support. We're trying to hold these lower 90s as support. Resistance, trying to become support. Let's go. You paying the year's rent after this squeeze up? My rent's not a lot. I pay $1,400 for rent. Dad bod Dakota tonight. Ugh, is it worth not going to the gym? $97. Slow and steady. Let's get continuation. Jaden, you have $7 left until you hit your max loss limit. Try one micro. One micro. What do I live in for $1,400 a month? I don't live in an expensive area. It's not expensive. I'm single. What do you think? What do you think? I'm single. I'm a single guy. I need one bedroom, one bath, a front room, a kitchen, and I don't spend most of my time in my house, my place. My other place is 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. NASDAQ knows I'm single. That's why the NASDAQ does this to me sometimes. It's a love-hate relationship. Kitchen's optional when you DoorDash. I don't know. Maybe I do, and I'm thinking about getting another place too. Just because you own a house doesn't mean you have to live in it. I am the type of person that will own 10 houses and live in a single bed apartment because it's being paid off from rental properties. I don't like to pay bills. Well, there's the fake out. There's that 85%. We're selling off now. We had no follow through on that. Flush below 500. AJ coming in off the top ropes. Yeah. My one bed, my one bedroom apartment, my Honda Civic, my 2020 Honda Civic, all paid off. What's my monthly expenses? I went through it one time. My overall monthly expenses is right around $2,000. And that includes like food, gas, gym membership, everything. That's what happens when you trade for a living. When you trade for a living, it's not, I mean, you don't want a lot of expenses. Yeah, who needs food? That's why we're trading for dinner. That's why we trade for dinner sometimes. Jeremy, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. My monthly expenses is around just over $2,000. It really is. Last year, I made $500,000 in trading here at Topstep with the Topstep, what I'm doing here at Topstep. And yeah, I that's small. That's a smaller percentage than what I made in my personal accounts, trading in my personal accounts. Well, I got excited there for a minute. The question now, this is where we add. This is where we add, right? Is this where we add, everybody? That's kind of what I was freaking looking for. Let's see. The most expensive thing I bought is gold. I own some gold coins. I don't have anything expensive. I don't buy expensive materialistic crap. Everyone's chanting ad. If I add here, this stream's going on forever. Well, I tightened my stop, so that should allow me to add. I was looking for a pullback to add. I wasn't looking at it to happen this fast, though. I didn't like to see this pullback happen so quick. We tried to hold here at these 90s, and we just failed. We failed. If this market does decide to show some support at this level, then yes, that's where I'm going to be consider adding. If this market can find support here and maybe consolidate for a minute and then look for an entry to break out again, then yes, I will add. I want to pull back to add. This is looking worse off than it was before. Market Maker Slayer, my 5,000's yours. Inside bar reversals are strong. That's why below 5,000. When in doubt, zoom out. Let's look at the hourly chart. Not really too much going on in the hourly chart. Not really too much going on in the hourly chart. It's T-Day. It's T-Day tomorrow. It's T-Day today, actually. Okay. You guys, this trade could last another hour, everybody. Who's willing to stay up is the question. We're 8 minutes past. I'll go another maybe 7 minutes. You can't watch? You can't watch? Bear flag for sure. Utah time. I'm staying up. Watch the daily. Drinking and Globex here at 7 p.m. Was it a bear flag when we were up here? It's only a bear flag when we're down here. It's a bear flag, then it's a bull flag, then it's a reversal. It's looking much worse now than when it was. I will say that. We were forming a formation. This was a nice formation here. We broke out and we failed to hold. So that's why I was really liking these longs, and we're failing to hold anything. This is a decent size sell-off too. This is what, 30 points? 30 points here. But once again, like I said, if we can find buyers and find a higher low, I'm going to add. I've moved my stop up to 46. Is that stop early? Maybe. Honestly, I probably should leave it back down to where it originally was, because that was a failed breakout. But let's see. If we find buyers stepping back in, I'm going to add. I want to get into a bigger position if I could limit my risk. Second shoulder. Second shoulder. You're talking about this? Shoulder. Head. Shoulder. Is that what you're referring to as a second shoulder? Break through the neckline and we just sell off. Sell off the night before T-Day. The T-Day eve. Is this considered T-Day eve? All primed to reverse here. We might just go sideways for the next hour, everybody. T-Day eve, most likely. It was the night before T-Day. And the sellers are stepping in. The sellers are stepping in before T-Day. We're still higher than where we were. Like I said, I was adding in this area. But it's looking not as good now than when we were up here. But now, it's funny how it works, right, everybody? We watch the tilt. That's time and sells. We're watching the tilt, and this fluctuates. Everyone's short, then everyone's long, then majority's short, and it'll fluctuate back and forth. How are you, Dakota, finally able to tune in? What do you mean? How am I finally able to tune in? Do you adjust your stop loss and take profit after getting into a trade? I did. I think I moved my stop loss too early. I moved my stop loss for a breakout here, and this breakout failed. And so for me, it's valid to have my stop loss still at 529. I moved it up playing for this breakout. We didn't hold it. So, nothing's changed in the last freaking hour. Nothing has changed in this trade other than we are right where we were when we started slow markets. hour and a half, hour, over an hour now, nothing has changed. We've went sideways, everybody. We went sideways. Gold or crude oil's done nothing. I mean, look at crude oil. Nothing. Crude oil's went sideways. Gold's been the mover. Gold's been going up. Gold's going up. But NASDAQ, we're back to where we started. So turning into a megaphone? Oh, don't say that. That's a curse word. That's a curse word in trading for me. Megaphone. Okay, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And then I'm just going to let this trade play out. I think I'm just going to end it. I'm going to move my stop loss back down to 291 where it originally was. Or do we just buy 5 more? Stop loss is a better entry? It probably is. Thanks for the show. I kind of want to show everyone if I'm going to scale into 5 more contracts here. It's T-Day, don't buy more. Buy more. What a roller coaster. Is it a roller coaster if it hasn't really done anything? We went down, then up, then down, then up. It's just sideways. It's slow markets. This is very slow. Nothing's really happened. Nothing's changed on this trade. Martingale, add 10. More like a kiddie coaster. I'm not going to risk more than 5,000 in a day. One hour looks as if it has bearish divergence. We haven't really seen much going on. Yeah, but this roller coaster is going lower. Take the small loss and make 5K tomorrow. I'm not on for fast markets. I'm honestly considering sleeping in tomorrow morning. Sorry, Dakota, they'll take my stop loss. Who's they? Okay, let's see if we could break back up above... You guys want to see me add? Like I said, my risk on this trade's 5,000. If we consolidate here and then break back above these 75, 76s, I'm adding. If not, then we just take this loss. You just take this loss. Oh, this is boring. This is boring. At least I have chat. Usually I have Netflix or something. I got chat. I could just leave. I'll just go to bed, leave the stream running, and then you guys just watch it for me. Yeah? Will that happen? You guys just watch this. I'll go to bed. You just let me know what happens tomorrow. You'll text me what happens. I'll drop everybody my number and then let's do it. No. No. If I'm going to add, I want everybody to see it. Like I said, it's all transparent. I don't mind. I'm risking $5,000 on this trade. And so everybody in here deserves to see this transparency. I'm looking to add here, and if I'm going to add, everyone in here deserves to watch me lose or watch me win. That's how it is. That's the reality of it. If I add, my stop loss is going up here to these probably around 54, 55. But like I said, I like to have a little bit wider stop until we break out, and we got that fake out right now. Trader, I'm watching. Don't add, please. It might not even give me an opportunity to add. Okay, here we go. This is almost identical of how I was adding before, right? You gave green text. We ain't texting you. Apple gang. Yeah, I don't have an Apple phone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No Apple phone for me. If we break through, what is it, 73 half? We'll go 73 quarter. Tighten this up a bit. Invert the chart. Am I still watching? Are we still watching? Everyone's still watching. There's the ad. There's the ad, everybody. Okay, now let's see if I make sure I'm limiting my risk. Let's walk through it. If I'm going to add to my full 10, if I want to add to full 10, my risk is going to be at 75. My risk needs to be at, or not 75, right at that pivot low, 53. If I'm going to add full position, that's where my risk needs to be. Let's watch it. Let's see if we can have another breakthrough. Told you I'm fine with risking 5,000 on this trade. And only adding if we could break. It just ticked me in on those two right there. See where this, what is this, 73 half? We ticked 74 quarter. Making you nervous. I'm going to go ahead and do this last one. Risk the 25 points. Okay. That would be it. Did I see ticker WTF today? Ticker WTF. Reduce, don't add. Risk 25 points. Everything's pointing down for you. Everyone has, like I said, there's an argument for both directions. There's an argument for both directions. Let's see, full position, risking 25. I'll risk my 20. Well, it says 24 points. I'm fine with that. Okay, this is it. $5,000 worth of risk. Looking for a rotation back up to these 600s. You guys get to see it here. This is my normal daily risk. Now watch it just go sideways. Watch it go sideways and bore everybody to death. Crappy thing is I might have to just leave everybody on a cliffhanger. We're already 22 minutes after. We're already 22 minutes after watching the slow markets play out. I know you want to see it. I have prior commitments, everybody. I've left this stream open. You guys could see everything. You guys see everything, right? So you know if the market comes down to 553, I will lose $5,000. Okay? Everyone knows that. So even if I do have to end the stream, you guys will know what the result of this trade is. I'm not changing anything. The only thing I might change is if this market does start to rally, I'll probably reduce my risk even further. I might move my risk up to 55, maybe a little bit, maybe tighten up. Okay. So there, it's full transparency. Nothing's changing whether you watch it happen or you know it's going to happen anyway. My risk is 5,000. Maybe you get to see slippage, right? If this market does sell off and it gets momentum, you guys will get to see what slippage is in real life. Slippage is in a real live account. My stop loss might be at 553, but my fill price might be lower. So even though my stop loss is at 553, if this takes a loss, I might filled at 552, 551, right? So like that's the reality. I hope Mick is not watching. Why? This is normal. This is a normal trade. So there's some really crazy traders. Traders putting up big P&Ls, trading. Yeah, this is still a normal trade. Come on, everybody. $5,000 on a single trade. My bedtime's not for another few hours. It's just going to suck if I have to leave everybody with a cliffhanger. What the? Huh? Oh, something's happening. What's happening? I'm going to just close the stream now, everyone. Hurry. Scramble. Oh, these are minis. These are not micros. These are minis. Okay, get to 1,000 likes. I'll stay a little bit later if we get to 1,000. Come on. Come on. Oh, man. Damn, we got to 1,000 fast. We got to 1,000 in a second. I got a message. Make sure I since I'm staying after for everybody. So yeah, I got to make sure everything on my end's done. It's the first of the month too. It's like it's tea day tomorrow. I gotta make sure. So no gym for me. No gym. Goodbye, gym. Changing, pivoting here. Pivoting. Market's going up. Girls like dad bods anyway. I don't know. Maybe in winter. Maybe in winter when it's like you could cuddle and it's nice and warm. What are we at? $200 a point. Close it. Close it. Close it. We're just getting started, baby. We're not done yet. We're not done. This market, we get it. We're going for these 600s. Going for these 600s. The trade's not over. Remember, we could still sell off and take a loss. We could still sell off and take a loss. Remember, it's not over until it's over. Understand that, please. It's fun to get excited when the market goes in your direction, but a trade is not over. There's still $5,000 worth of risk. That's the plan. Sticking to the plan. It's not greedy. It's following a process. I don't want to be closing my trades out early. If I closed all my trades out early, I would have a negative expectancy, right? Yeah, I'm looking for these. I'm looking to see if we could break up. Maybe I'm really looking for these 610s. This up here in this zone, 611, 610s, six. But most likely, I'm probably going to peel one off if we could get to 600. I mean, we had resistance up here before, right? We tried to break out, and that was resistance. That's, I mean, 10 points higher. It's not exactly 1-to-1. Let's just see how this price action goes. See what happens when you tune into slow markets? Sometimes it can be entertaining, right? I'm a trader first. I guess trading is entertaining. Trader first, entertainment last, later, second. Eat dinner on stream. No, but I do have to get food, everybody. I'm going to get some DoorDash, and yeah, I'm DoorDashing. Give me a second. Come on, everyone. Now, what the heck do we get? It's late at night. There's not much open at this time of night. This trade might last longer than what people are probably expecting. Oh, no gym, and I'm going to order Panda Express. I'm not going to the gym tonight because of chat, and I'm ordering Panda Express. That's like a complete 360 from what my plan was. Vovo. The trader likes me now when I'm on green, but when my trade's red, they don't like me. If this market sells off, are you guys going to hate me? Saying I should have taken some profits. I should have taken some risk off. I should have locked in profits. Y'all suck. Okay, DoorDash is on its way. And I this is my trading. I would be watching something, gym, but I'm here with you guys. We pumped up to the same zone, right? This is just the gray zone right here. This is the gray zone. this gives me a good, actually this gives me a pretty good reference to move my stop loss. I still like my stop loss down there. Let's just see how this market continues to chop, to go to the right. This market is very choppy, and yeah, I'm not. It's not much. It's not a big move, to be honest. Like, it's not a big move. I shouldn't be expecting like 650s. Sure, we might get up to these highs, but a decent expectation is just a return to these 610s, 608s. Not too much. It always goes to the right. Theta gang. I got double orange chicken from Panda Express. The calories, we're going for carbs tonight. We earned the carbs. Remember, it's T-Day tomorrow. T-Day Eve. We're in T-Day Eve. And I really would wish that this trade comes to a conclusion. We're 33 minutes past. My average hold time in slow markets is probably 6 hours. 6 hours. But for this kind of trade, I mean, that's my hold time for an overnight trade in slow markets. This kind of a trade, I would say maybe 2 hours, 1 hour. It's on the shorter. This is more of a scalper. This is more scalpy than this over the night slow markets trade. Now, let's get to this question. This is a question that this is reality of trading slow markets, okay? Getting out of a position. Now, a lot of traders are not going to have to deal with this. In a sim environment, you don't have to deal with this. A live account, what you see here, sometimes you have to deal with this, especially if you're trading slow markets. Getting out. If I can't just get out at market, okay? Getting out at market is not right for the way that I see this, because if I get out at market, I have to sell 10. I sell 10. Okay, if I was to get out at market, I need to sell 10. In order for me to sell 10, there must be 10 buyers. Well, you can see that this is a very thin order book, and if I was to sell 10 at market, I would be pushing this market down, 1 or 2 points, depending on whether how many is on the bid or the ask. Sell market now, yeah, I would push it down 1.5 points, maybe selling 10, right? Does that make sense to everybody? So I'm probably going to be looking, if this market does, have a continuation into these 600s. I will need to be getting out. Usually I'd probably buy at ask using a limit order. But then, there could be a situation where I need to get out, right? So what's more important? Is price more important? Do I have time in this market? Or do I just need to get out because I don't like what I'm seeing? Like a stop loss, right? That's what a stop loss is. A stop loss is basically a market order. When we get down to 553, it triggers a market order, and then it takes the next 10 available prices. So, well, where's my order's down here, right? So as soon as 553 touches, it triggers a market order, and it fills the next 10 available contracts. And that's why you see slippage. The next, I might have an average fill price of like 552, 552 and a quarter because of that. That's slippage. It's the same way with getting out for profit. If you use market orders to get out, then yeah, instead of getting out at what the current market price is, right? So let's say market price is here at 53, then I'm probably not going to be getting out, and my average price to get out is probably going to be 51 or 80, 82, 83. So my average price to get out is going to be lower. Now, that's why I like limit orders, right? Limit orders for me, join ask, join bid. That puts a limit order at whatever the ask price is. So if I hit join ask, that means I need the ask price, which is whatever the ask price is at the time, as we're starting to sell off here. So 80, what is this, 80? 80, so wherever the ask is. Here we go again. Here we go. Back down. We didn't even get to 1-to-1. We were in 16 points up. So still, like I said, this trade could last an hour. It really could, everybody. There's everybody chat coming in. When we get up to these 90s, everyone's all excited. Everyone's happy. When we start getting down and start getting to the red, traders coming in, I should have taken profit. I should have done this. I should have done that. That's kind of the emotions of the traders, right? That really is the emotions that you see all the time with traders. You know, a lot of would have, could have, should have in every individual trade. Every individual trade, there's a reason on what you could have done better. You left profits on the table. You didn't have your stop loss in the right place. You should have moved it. You should have closed some of those off. It happens. Like, that's part of what, when somebody's doing this live in front of you, I kind of take that risk, right? You know, I do have to show everyone what my process is. And, you know, from your view, from the outside looking in, some things might look incorrect, right? Maybe some things I do, you could do differently. That's the beautiful thing on why you are also an individual trader who is able to manage your own account, right? And you can follow your own process. And then there's, you know, sometimes I do make mistakes, and yeah, this mistake sucks. And sometimes it's the opposite. Right, like break even. I will not just put my stop for break even just because. I have to have a reason to make an action in this market. I really do. Right now, I've moved my stop to 553, and it's at 553 for a reason because of this low. I can make an argument for a stop below that pivot. I can now make an argument for a stop below this pivot. So yeah, I can make a fair argument for the way that I trade to move my stop to 565. Then the first thing I think of is tightening up my stop loss in this type of a market the correct thing? Is that the correct thing to do in a very slow, choppy market? Tighten up 10 points worth of risk, which is $2,000, on a market that's been going sideways for over an hour, right? An hour. And for me, no, because things like this happen, right? Where we just make a run and reverse. We make a run and reverse. We sell off and reverse. If I would have tightened my stop loss up the very first move to break even, I would have been stopped out, right? Now, if it kept going down, that was a great decision. If the market keeps going against you and you tightened your stop, you tell yourself that's a great decision, because it was limiting risk when the market would have just kept going against you. And for me, it's like, no, I want to follow this process. If I close out now, I could close out right now. If I close out right now, I make $1,000, $1,300. And if this market, as soon as I close out and this market sells off, praise. Everyone's going to think I'm amazing. I closed out for 1,000 and the market sold off. Amazing decision. But then what happens if I close off and I close out for 1,000 and this market just goes straight up? Well, what the hell? Are you supposed to trust your process? And it's process over profits. Why'd you cut your winners short? Right? That is the emotional roller coaster that every trader goes through on every individual trade, and especially when they look back and they review their own trades. They could have done this. They should have done that. That's the reality. It's less about an individual trade. This trade, in the overall trading statistics over a period of an entire year, means very little. This is a single data point in a year's worth of trading. Do I care whether this trade wins or loses? Of course, I want it to make money, because that's money. I love money. Everyone, we get into trading to make money. But is that going to matter in a year from now? Not really. It's a statistic. It's one statistic in a whole year's worth of data that you need to just trust and follow a process. Coach Jay in the chat, wider stop definitely makes sense here. Tighter stops get chopped up the last. Yeah, exactly. And I've even thinking, wider stops are typically better in a choppy environment like what we're seeing tonight. See green, take green. Yeah, tomorrow morning I might even be saying, "Hey, I was up $3,000. I should have taken it." But when I risk 5,000 and I take 3,000, that's not my process. That's not what do they call it? That's not the formula for success or a positive expectancy. Tomorrow morning, not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be on with David Green, and if this trade is a loser, I'll talk to him through this. I'll say, hey, I was in a trade last night. I was up. I'm not even going to say dollar amounts because dollar amounts don't really mean anything. I'll say I was up 16 points. I was risking 25. I was up 16, and I ended up losing those 25 points. Should I have just taken the 16 points worth of profit when my take profit was, a 1-to-1? And I know everybody who's a trader who's traded for a very long time is like, yeah, why would you be cutting your winners less than 1-to-1 if your process is a 1-to-1 risk reward, or at least cutting it off once we get closer to that 1-to-1 and then trailing it, based off those risk parameters. Yeah. Do we add? I think that's the question. Do we add? Can we add here? Market maker, now it's by London. Now it's by London. You won't? We add? I don't see myself adding unless now if we do end up consolidating more, the only way I would ever add to this position is if we consolidate and we start to form another pattern and I have a reason. I would have to have my stop loss at 566. I'm only going to risk 5,000. And the only way I do that is if my stop loss, and if there's a good enough reason for me to move my stop loss to 566 or below this pivot, I would add where my risk does not change, but my position size would. Does that make sense? Risk does not change. Position size does. So I would increase my position. I would add to this position, but my risk would stay the same. My risk of $5,000 would be exactly the same. It doesn't matter whether this, I'm risking $5,000 here or here. If there's a reason for me to add and move my stop loss, sure, I'll do it if I'm still confident in this trade. Not too late to hit the reverse button. Okay. We got to 1,000 likes, everybody. And I think I'm going to be close to just ending it. I hate to end it on an open trade, but like I said, this trade could continue until right before I go to bed. It's just trading. It might not come to a conclusion in front of you, and I will be ending it. No, we're not going to be saying for more likes, I'm going to keep it open longer. No, come on. Unless this trade comes to a conclusion in the next 15 minutes, I am ending stream. Come on. I'm not going to be pimped out for likes. I don't live off of likes. But we will go, and I will go into the top of the hour, and we'll see if this trade can come to a conclusion. We'll just pass it on to D. We're going all-nighter, one trade, all night. This, yeah. Put on the Netflix. We could watch Netflix together. This is better than Netflix, right, everybody? J-Top. No cussing, even if it's in Spanish. I know my Spanish cuss words. I do. This is way better than Netflix. Yeah. Jay, no. Even if we got to like 3,000 likes, it becomes a matter of mental capital versus money, and my mental capital means more to me than money. Yeah, Jacob, I did. I explained the reason. I showed it. Showed how I scaled in, all that fun stuff. And now we're sitting and watching. This is not fast markets. This is slow markets. You're seeing slow markets, very slow markets, chopping in these 580s for over an hour. We were 580s and 570s and 590s and 580s and 570s and 590s. And this is just a good example of slow markets. Don't let the markets get emotional. And, you know, how I can imagine a lot of traders go through the ups and downs of a trade, right? Where when we're going up, you're excited. When we're going down, you're close it, cut bait, take profit, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, we're going up, amazing. Going back down, crap, right? The emotions of a trade. But the overall process has not changed. You don't need to make a decision every minute. This is what trading S&P was like in 1975. Going to bed. Yeah, I just have 11 more minutes and I'm done. My DoorDash is here in 5, and it's been a good one. It's been extended. I had an extended April 1st, right? April 1st is now over. It's not an April Fool's joke. I was going to do an April Fool's joke, but I got Andre during fast markets with an April Fool's joke pretty good. And now we just get to watch. You guys get to watch a trade play out. I think it is just appropriate now that I have a big trade on for slow markets. It's been a while since I had a big trade on that I had something I liked and was able to scale in. And I get traders asking me all the time, Dakota, how do you scale into a trade? Well, you now seen how I scale into a trade. And I scale in if I can reduce my risk, or not really. It's if I could keep my risk the same or reduce it, that's how I like to scale in. Scaling in, if I could keep my risk the same or reduce it, I like it. For example, I would be like, I'd probably do the same thing. I was could I add more contracts if we could break above these 86s and reduce my stop loss up to 66s? Sure. That I would be okay with that. But like I said, you can see market changes at this time very quick, very fast. It's not a winning trade. The trade's not over till it's done. I was up 3,000, down a couple thousand. I could probably, maybe I finish this out minus $5,000. This is for educational purposes only. This is for science. For science. And win or lose, I'm still up for the week. Basically 2 trades, right? 2 really good trades this week. One on Monday, made 9,000. One right here, risking 5. Yeah, violent moves every 5 to 10 minutes and then just nothing. Driver's not getting a tip now. Driver's going to get a tip if this is a winning trade, and if this is a losing trade, he gets no tip. $5 tip if we win. Maybe I'll tip him $50. I'll tip the DoorDash driver $50 if this market goes up above 600. I'll probably just watch tomorrow. Deddy asks, am I trading tomorrow or watching? I'm watching. I am definitely going to be a spectator of tomorrow's price action. And, if this is a winning trade and this market does go up and I take profit, during Power Hour with David Green, I might place a trade. Odds are I'm probably just going to lock myself out on a day like tomorrow. Win or lose, I'm probably going to lock myself out. We have non-farm payroll on Friday too. No, I'm the DoorDash. I got your order. Scalping the DoorDash orders. If this is a winner, the DoorDash gets $50. If this is a loser, he gets 50 cents. Seven more minutes. What a boring market. What a freaking boring market. This is how it is. London session should pick up a little bit. Give him 20. If it's a loser, have him pay me. No, I already paid the tip. I pay it when you order DoorDash. At least we're now in macro. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This market just went completely sideways. And we get to just watch it together and hang out. Hanging out with 10 long contracts. Just hanging out. Momentum crossing to the upside. What time does London session open? New York time? 3 a.m. New York is when London opens. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing it's 3 a.m. New York Central Time, or New York or Eastern Time. Yeah, we're chilling. Whole lot of nothing has happened. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m. No, 3 a.m. D is going to be on for London. We had time change recently. I think the most important thing about the tariff is the tariff deadline is the next 24 hours. I think what everyone's going to be watching is, like I said, is there clarity? What's going to happen? Oh, there's 100 contracts. Okay, there's something. There's 100 contracts, 580. What's going to happen? And it's gone. Ugh. Why? Why? Someone tell me why. Why would someone do that? It was the same with the ask. Someone came in with 100 contracts, popped it up, and then it just disappeared. What a tease. There was no reason for that. What was the reason? Anybody? Algorithms? What was the point? I didn't see any decent orders come in either at that time. So was it just like testing someone testing an algorithm? Anybody? Nothing. Oh, that's you. April Fools. Okay. 4 minutes. It was a bot. Okay, so when I get off air, you got everybody in here. Keep an eye. You guys could watch this. Nothing's going to change on this order. My DoorDash driver spoofing it so he gets a bigger tip. You can't leave this big of a position hands off. I mean, at this point, I would probably be at the gym. I'd go to the bathroom. I don't mind leaving this position hands off. I have a stop loss in there. Trump is going to be posting about tariffs at midnight. It was you, Coach. Sorry. This is the slowest market we've had in a very long time. And of course, it's the market that I build a 10 contract position. Of course it is. Above 600, I'll tip the DoorDash $50. If this hits my take profit and we get above 600, Sure, I'll tip the DoorDash $50, but we're coming up on time. I already gave a tip. It's not here yet. It's only slow at the wrong times. I don't even mind if this just sold off and hit my stop loss. I mean, if it's gonna sell off, just do it now. We have 2 minutes left. Super tight, big movement coming soon. Buyers, let me get short, give you the pump. Stuck in traffic, April Fools. DoorDash doing April Fools on me. What's a normal tip for DoorDash in the States? I'd say like $5, $6. It depends on how far they drive. My driver's on NQ time. Yeah, I took 200K this year, right? The past 3 months. Last year I took 180. So far I've taken almost $400,000. Yeah, I've taken $400,000 worth of payouts here at Topstep in the past year. In the past 12 months, yes, I have taken $400,000 worth of payouts. And I started trading just over a year ago with Topstep. I've been trading for a while. I'm still going at it, Mythical. This market, I told you, my love-hate relationship with NASDAQ. We only have 1 more minute left. 1 more minute left. I really wanted to show this trade's conclusion on air, but I don't think we get it. However, you guys, everybody in the chat, we've been here for how long? What is this? 2.5 hours? You got a 2.5 hour stream from me trading 10 contracts while watching this market do nothing. But it was fun. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, watch it. You could put this on your own charts. You could watch these markets. I'm not going to move my stop loss. My stop loss is going to stay there. Going to risk 5,000 on this trade. Looking for a break of these 600s. 1-to-1 risk reward. We shall see. It's the top of the hour. Any last moves? It's not. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of nothing. Man, how unfortunate for the stream, but that's okay. We will see everybody. I don't want to end it. It's just Are we gonna get a move here? I'm having such a hard time ending this stream, not letting everybody see a conclusion to this trade. But I think I just have to end it. Where's Danielle? If I end the stream and we go straight up, I'm going to feel really bad. Really thinking that this trade can come to a conclusion on stream, and it's leaving everybody with a cliffhanger. All right. I'm doing this. Let's if you end it, it will go down. If we go back to 580, I'll end it. I want this trade to come to a conclusion on air, and it's just not happening. And end it Soprano style? What's that? What's ending it Soprano style? We don't even get a bounce on the top of that, or much of a move on the top of the hour. Can this trade come to a conclusion? Will it come to a conclusion here, everybody? Okay, you know what? I'm going to just get out. Let's do this. If we get a bounce into these 90s, I'm going to end it. That's fair. I don't even mind at this point. But if we get back down to these 80s, we'll end the stream. It's either we go now or we're done. It wants to end. Come on, NASDAQ. Do something. Poke it with a freaking stick. I'm an addict. No, I mean, I'm sitting here in front of everyone. I'm doing this for everybody so you could see the conclusion of a trade. If it was up to me, I'd probably be at the gym letting this trade play out. If I end the stream, I have to end the trade. It's not going anywhere, but I don't want to end it. It's just not right. I have a guilty conscience of ending a stream and not letting the audience see it come to a conclusion. You guys need closure. And if you don't get closure. I'm not going to take profits just because of what people tell me to. I still need to follow my process. And I'm just really like to see this trade come to a conclusion during a live stream. Hi, I'm Dakota, and I'm a tradeaholic. Where's an AA class? We need a Traders Anomalous. It's one trade. This is not like, I could see if I was taking like 10 trades, right? Buy here, sell there, buy, sell, buy, sell, leaving the stream open. This is for everybody to see how I manage getting out of this trade. I wanted to demonstrate it, and I don't think we're going to get it. So, yeah. Aren't I a scalper? It depends on the day. It depends on the day. There's 100 contracts that just came in. Did those get filled? Those 100 contracts got filled. That was the most action we've seen. 100 contracts got filled at 87. Okay. And now we are back there. There's 300 sitting at 94, 594. So I think that's where I'm going to end it, everybody. Unfortunately, this trade's not going to come to a conclusion, and I'm not going to make a decision based off a YouTube chat. So we'll see. Keep an eye on this. Watch it, and you'll get an update tomorrow. Take care, and I will see you then. Thanks, everybody. Bye.